welcome back to Minecraft episode heckin' 2, Words Are Hard. It's about a week since the last episode. I'm actually recording this on Thanksgiving, and I forgot I am in love with this view. Holy cow, this is great. If you missed the first episode, don't worry too much about it. I learned a lot since the last episode, actually. Two important things, mainly. One, despite seemingly claiming to not like the sound of my own voice that much, I really like talking, apparently, because it ended up being an hour and a half long. The other thing I learned is recording an hour and a half long video sucks. So we'll be trimming this one down a good bit. I'm gonna streamline this a lot more. So I've already made a pretty good plan of what we're going to do this episode. We're going to go and get some resources in a cave, first of all. Either that one, that convenient one that I'm looking at right now, or that one I saw in the first episode. And then I'm going to do some sprucing up in this house in here, and it's going to look a lot nicer than it does at the moment. That being said, it could be a lot worse. Copper Golem's been going at it for a while. I may need to name this fella. This is a funny little fella. I didn't actually give him a lot of guidance here. I probably should have done slightly more than I did, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, it could be worse. That being said, I am going to go to bed because it is sunset. Beep. I entered in text to sync up the audio. I learned that's a smart thing to do. So, that being said, I don't really have a ton else to say about starting the episode. Let's go get ourselves a cave. Woohoo! Time to immediately get distracted. My D key wasn't working there for a second. Copper golems can open doors? Oh, hello, sir. A lot of new things I'm learning. Like, copper golems can open doors. There's a river outside my house. There's a hole outside my house. That's new. When I go on mining trips, I normally take a large amount of resources with me because I don't come up for a while. I don't know if I'm going to go on quite that long of a trip this time, but we're going to find out. So let's just grab some coal from somewhere and we'll go from there. If I remember correctly, there was a little cave. I suppose it's this one. This works. Let's just hop down here and get some coal. Oh yeah, perfect. Here's some. Yep, thought you'd be annoying. And boop, and bap, and boom, and bap, and we're good. Okay. Another thing I noticed while I was editing the last video, it is very dark in here. I apologize in advance. A lot of my main inspirations for recording Minecraft videos lie in both the Hermitcraft Let's Play series, all of them. They do a lot of Minecraft stuff, so that's unsurprising. Two of my biggest specific influences are Technoblade, who I still miss very dearly, may he rest in peace, and Chippy's Couch, Chippy Gaming, who actually does Terraria content, another one of my favorite games. I should have brought any sticks with me. We'll circle back to that. So I'm stuck in a weird inspiration place between my... Like, I'm trying to get the nice, cozy, talking about life, long-form kind of content that Chippy has, but I'm also really like the snappier, witty kind of banter that Technoblade has, because I've been told I've been good at being witty. Far be I from the greats, but I'm a funny guy. So unfortunately, this does leave me in a place where my the content that I want to make is a little bit directly at odds with each other, and I'm sure I can figure that out. And maybe I can, maybe I can't. We're gonna find out. Let me get out of this cave. It's very dark in here. I am also recording this at 10 o'clock at night, around 10:30. It should be fine, although my roommate does exist. These walls aren't particularly thick, so if he gives me a noise complaint, I may have to break this video into 1 or 2 parts. It'll be fine. This coal is going really well, actually. Very happy about that. I was not honestly expecting to find this much coal. It's good to find underground to get coal in the early game. That is the stupidest sentence I've ever said. I mean to get coal, it is better to mine in caves that are higher up rather than just mining in the deep end, the dark. Because for now, I feel it's a lot more important to get coal in order to do deeper, longer trips rather than just getting a bunch of like just going in with like a starter supply of coal and then getting lost and not having any light and being in purgatory. That being said, I feel like this cave is not a nice place to be, so I think I'll call this 53 coal good, and I'll head back up and get finished preparing to actually go get some caving done. I do hear a baby zombie and a zombie, and I don't know where they are, but if I had to guess, I'd assume they're somewhere around here. Oh, yep, here we go. Beep, and boop, and destroy the child, and destroy the child. Anything else in this cave? Not anymore. That is a floating tree. I got some torches to light up this here cave. So, thankfully, those monsters will not be making any more annoying noise while I'm here, which is nice. Gonna get some assurance from that. Let me go ahead and do this while I'm at it. Boom. All right, that should be fine. Actually, I can do a good bit of landscaping here. Yeah, that's a start. I might make this area a little more flat to be a backyard, but we'll circle back to that. Looking at all my stuff, and I realize the copper golem has been going notably slowly because it is that he's doing his best. It would probably be faster to do it myself, but there's worse things to happen. I'm trying to think of what food situation to do before I go underground, and I think I may plant some potatoes up here. Actually, 15 hay bales. You know what I can do real quick? Solve my food problem before I go in the cave. I can just craft up a bunch of wheat, and it'll be great. My other plan was just going to punch a bunch of fish, but this is much more convenient. 45 bread. That'll do great. I'll get back in just a second when I have a bunch of gear ready for mining with. Alright, and we are back, and I hear a... Ow. I hear friends up here. Let me amend that real quick. I was going to try to get them to fight each other, but I suppose just stabbing them would be faster. You're here to cause trouble too. This is not the goal I had in mind when I started recording this. Getting jumped by skeletons. Please. Thank you. So, that being said, I do have all of these resources that I planned to gather right quick. I've got myself a whole lot of wood. I got my bundles in case I get a bunch of extra junk. I've got these mob drops I'm going to throw in my chest before I go, but I got 2 pickaxes, a bunch of coal to make more torches, water bucket, shield, everything I think I'm going to need. And arrows, I need more of those. I will probably be proven wrong with how much I actually need front, but we shall see. That being said, I think Buddy here is almost done sorting stuff actually, which is nice. That means I can just throw my stuff in there when I get back and it'll be great. And he is now out of stuff to do, so I'm assuming he's just going to wander around for a while, which is honestly fine. Good for him. Oh, he did close the door. How polite. Alright, so that being said, I am going to start in that cave right down there. I am slightly worried about the pillager outpost at the top of that hill, but it should be fine. Who's here to worry? Actually, you know what? Before I go in that cave, I just want to enjoy this view a bit more. Maybe talk about like eventual base ideas. I hear a skeleton again. So many caves on top of this hill. Holy cow! And you're not even in one of them. Come on, buddy. This isn't very self-preserving of you. There we go. I do appreciate the arrow, though. See, what plans do I have? I wanted to build a big old tower in the ocean specifically. I have been thinking about that. That is a specific thing I've been wanting to do for a while. Outside of that, though, I don't really have any super clear ideas. I maybe want my base to be like an airship in the air. That is a redundant sentence, but something in the air so I can enjoy this view. Beyond that, I'm thinking just like some builds around. I watched a Dragon Ball clip earlier, and I think it'd be funny to just have the Cell Games Arena somewhere off in the distance. Maybe just stuff I want to see in the horizon. Just I think it'd be really awesome to just look out over the landscape and see tons of builds and towering stuff off in the distance. So that's what I want to do. That is what I'm going to aim towards with my builds this season. I want not necessarily huge stuff, but stuff noticeable off in the distance. But we'll circle back to that. I'm getting distracted. To the cave I go. To the cave, that's not a word. See, this mining trip is being fruitful already, and we haven't even hit the cave yet. And that being said, there is in fact a cave directly under my house I should probably poke into first. I'll just poke around down there for a little bit, and then I'll see if that's like a cave worth exploring. And if it is, I'll see you down there, I suppose. So far, this seems like just a pretty standard mountain cave, but I have been proven wrong before. Yep, it goes down a bit here. I say pretty standard mountain cave. Lots of random cave generation in Minecraft. It's a little fruitless to try to classify all of them super well, I feel like. We do have coal, at least. That is something I wanted. And it is just so easy not to bother with actually fighting creepers. It's great. Alright. Ooh! Thank you. Alright. Gonna keep mining some of these random ores I find up here on the surface. Maybe I'll do like a snappy edit of that. I suppose while I'm down here, I can go through, let's call it Jetpack's Advanced Mining 101, because I feel like I don't have, like, the authority to speak on, like, tons of stuff, like redstone building. I'm decent, but I'm not the best. But I do see a lot of people go mining in Minecraft, and there is no wrong way to play Minecraft, but there are ways that are going to make me look at you and think you're going crazy and being incredibly suboptimal, because I'm autistic like that. So I'm going to give some advice. This is, I suppose, part 2. Part 1 was bringing a bunch of resources that you're going to need, like wood and coal in stacks that would make it easy to... Words are hard. Make it easy to get more torches, crafting tables, maybe chests if you needed, sticks, anything you need to actually get while you're underground. Just a stack of wood will make that so easy. Step 2 is going to be where you put your torches. Whenever I go mining, this isn't like an old gen kind of trick. I always put my torches on the right side of the cave as I'm descending into it. Because what that does is when you turn around, you can see your torches placed on the left, and you'll go, oh, sweet, so that's going to be the way out. And it'll make leaving the cave so much easier. But with the caves getting much bigger in recent updates, I've also started placing caves, like torches that I just use for light, on the bottom of the cave. Like I torch for the sake of light and not for the sake of direction and light. Oh, hello. There's some water here. That's fascinating. That's the step 101, or 102, I suppose. 101 was the resources. We've had this conversation. Back to mining stuff. Alright, we're back out into the fresh night air, and I did not bring a bed, so we're just going to stay in this cave for a second. I'm going to mine that more of that coal in a second. The responsible thing to do before I go to that other cave I saw would be to head back up to my house and throw a bunch of these resources in there. But that's like a lot of effort because I live on top of a hill, so instead we're going to cut to Jetpack's Mining Advice 103. That's going to be inventory management. It is good to bring a crafting table with you when you're mining, or at least to bring wood to make a crafting table, if for no other reason then, rather than keeping just a bunch of empty, like random blocks, random ores in your inventory, you can craft them into blocks. If you just have, for ores that you only have like less than a stack of, like probably diamonds, it'll be less than useful. But for ores like copper, which I'm probably not going to mine much more of, I don't need this much copper realistically, and coal, which I just said I am going to mine more of, it is a really good thing to be able to do. It saves so much space, and you can do this with blocks, obviously, or you can do this with ingots, obviously, but you can also do this with the raw ore, as evident by the copper. So it's just really nice to be able to save a good bit of inventory space. So that's a pretty good tip for you. While we're at it, 103.5, you don't need to carry rotten flesh. You don't need to carry seeds. You can maybe carry granite and diorite if that's a block you're going to build with. I'm not going to do that soon, though, so we're going to just throw that on the ground, and we're going to pretend it's not there. So I will see you guys in a second when I'm at the other cave. Alright, as I speak, I'm approaching the cave rapidly. I'm not going to waste a lot of time before getting into it, but that is quite the fall, though. Because as we established, there's pillagers up there, there's mobs up there because it's nighttime, there's mobs down here. Holy cow, good, sir? Okay. A lot of good reasons to not be outside right now. That being one of them, apparently. So, let's get deeper into this cave. Here we are. This is better. Is this a fall off? It's a descent, so that's good. Oh! So this is why I'm happy to go caving. You find stuff. That coal can wait. We're going exploring a mine shaft. Also, I was just thinking it would be nice to... Oh, hold that thought. I was thinking it would be nice to go ahead and get a bit of this video where I'm talking about life, because that is a thing I still want to do. So how is life recently? It's been alright. No real complaints. I did mention today's Thanksgiving. I did work for most of it. I do hear another zombie. Where are you, sir? Ow. Thought you were behind me. That's very rude. How could you? Work today was fine. No real complaints. Actually, the opposite of complaints. I work in a retail, not a retail, like a food service, like a stewardship kind of job. At the moment, I will be more specific when I don't work there because I don't want to dox myself. But at the moment, it's great. Spent like half the day on register, doing a lot of good, helping people, helping them find stuff, having a wonderful time. Then I spent the other half of the day behind a counter preparing food, helping clean stuff, helping get people food, and it was great. A lot of good stuff happening. And then after work, the place I work had a special turkey dinner. Oh, 104, bring an extra pickaxe. The place I work has an extra turkey dinner today because we're a special fancy kind of place like that. Actually, we have turkey every Thursday. It's not specifically for Thanksgiving, but we did make a big deal out of it today because it is Thanksgiving. So, with that turkey dinner, actually stayed a good while after work. I got myself some hot chocolate and some turkey dinner, and I had a nice little Thanksgiving. I FaceTimed with my family, had a wonderful time. Beyond that, I will say I'm feeling slightly homesick. I am very ready to go home after my time up over here is up, but for now it's nice. Days like this have been wonderful. Oh, I also saw the new Wicked movie yesterday. That was... Oh, hello. I was just thinking I heard a bunch of spiders. I figured one of these made beer nearby. Oh, for luck. You need to cut that out, sir. I'm just gonna... You know what? Here, hold that thought. I value my life. For lack of a better term, it was pretty wicked. Fantastic movie. I totally didn't cry. You can't prove it. Stop talking. I don't need to talk about it. I'm kidding. I did cry, though. So my family does consist of a good few massive theater nerds, mostly on my mom's side. Wicked, I believe, is actually her favorite musical, so we're really hyped for part one, and it was great. And obviously, we were hyped for part two. I was a little sad that I couldn't see it with my mom. However, on Tuesday before I went, I actually had off on Wednesday yesterday before I was planning on going to see it anyway, but then one of my friends at work came up and said, "Hey, you working tomorrow?" And I said, "No." And they said, "You want to go see Wicked?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. That sounds great." So that all worked out lovely. We went and we had a wonderful time. They gave me they bought the tickets and I gave them money and cash because I don't like using like Apple Pay and stuff. Like nothing against it. I'm just lazy and I like cash because money. This is like the most random thoughts I could possibly have. I'm just regenerating health right now. I value my life. So we're gonna pop out and see if I can finish stabbing these guys. This cave spider spawner is mostly locked down, which is nice. You're gonna jump on my head and cause problems, or you're gonna die. Dying was good too. I will hold on to the string, actually. The string is lovely. Alright. Is that another one, or is that just a bunch of string? I think that might be another one. Hold that thought. I was about to, like, say, we'll be back in a bit after I find some stuff. But no, I think this is a great reason to keep the clip rolling. Okay. Good lot of string, too. I don't feel like string is an exceptionally difficult resource to come by, especially when you have 2 cave spider spawners in, like, easy access like this. But it's nice. You know what? With them being this close together, I bet I could make a decent scale spider farm. Get us some good XP going early on. I think that would be wonderful. Speaking of wonderful, I don't think this one spawned any. Well, obviously it spawned at least one because I can hear it crawling about. But other than that, we seem fine. Alright, that being said, I'm going to go mine some more. I'll just keep doing some snappy cuts. I'll cut back if I find anything interesting. So let's go. Ooh. No halogens. I thought there was a cave spider spawning. Turns out there's just a bunch of spiders about. Ow. Redstone! Alright, here's the way into the deep slate area that I found a bit earlier. If you give me about 2 seconds, I'll throw down some stuff so I can get more resources. Did I say more resources? I meant tools. I need tools. This pickaxe is on death's door. Actually, $20 says I mined this next copper ore and it breaks. This is why I'm not a gambling man. But the next one, 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 but the next first try. Alright. See, I do need to replace the pickaxe. I'll make 2 actually just to have an extra. I'll need to replace my sword, obviously. I was thinking about just making 3 pickaxes and not worrying about it because I did have the extra iron in this bundle. But nah, I need a sword. Minor importance. I'll make some more torches while I'm here too. I'm just meant for this to be like a quick pit stop before I head into the cave more. I'm talking a lot. Alright, all my resources either reacquired and recrafted. And some of this burnt just to make up a little more inventory space. That should be good. I'll leave the crafting table here. Who needs it? Alright, into the unknown we go. You know what? Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll get this water bucket to let me. Oh heck, that could have gone. That could have gone a lot worse. Wow. Like I said, yes, I will use this water bucket to get down, and then I'll have a way back up since there's water right here. How perfect is that? Yeah. Okay, back to the main garage. I'll leave this honestly. Ow. That could have gone worse, but ow. Okay. I was planning on like trying to get down with water and like carefully building down. I don't know how I kind of just slipped off of there. I'll have to let's see. Did I just walk off? Am I a fool? Okay. Either way, mining trip is going well. Well over 3. Actually, I wouldn't say 3 stacks of raw iron so far, but definitely a pretty good amount. Okay, I've caught my breath. This gaming trip is honestly going pretty well. I do feel like I recorded a lot. That's a lot of zombies I hear. Am I next to something? Here, hold on. Oh, heck. Yeah, everything? Ow, heck. You know, if I am hearing zombies and expecting to see zombies, I should probably not be surprised when I dig up and find zombies. Is there anything notable up here, or did zombies just decide to show up in a hallway? I'm thinking it's just zombie hallway. That's fine. There was a while when I was on a realm with friends, and I thought to be creative, I would do a shtick where I only used a tool as a weapon, and it was gonna be great. And my first go to was like hoe, because it'll be like a scythe. It'll be awesome. Fun fact: hoes only do 1 point of damage, no matter what tier it is. And outside of creative mode, you can't put enchantments on it, so it would have just been 1 damage forever. So scrapping that, instead I just went with shovels. I just became Shovel Knight. That was good fun. Oh, that's something I could do. I could build the heckin' Propeller Knight. I could build his Flying Fortress. That would be awesome. Gotta build something from Shovel Knight. Have I mentioned I'm a massive nerd? That is a thing that I am. You guys are being spared for now because I'm still just resource grinding, but I promise once I have like any solid sort of foundation, we're just going to be building stuff from like whatever game is the hyperfixation of the week. I feel like it's a lot easier to just let creepers explode sometimes. Like, especially when you're mining. Like, yeah, I could kill the creeper. I could get the experience points and the gunpowder. What am I going to do with gunpowder? It's like a whole inventory. Well, bundles exist, I suppose. I forget bundles exist. Those save up a lot of room. That's true. Well, fellas, I do have to say, this would be a wonderful place to stop this mining trip with a smaller inventory, with less inventory space, rather, and less to do. If I was a wuss, but I'm recording myself playing Minecraft, and I'll be damned if I'm going on this massive mining trip and I don't get a single diamond. So I'm going to try to at least find the 1 diamond. If I can get at least 1, I'll call this trip a success. Even if it hasn't, I've gotten a lot of other resources. It's hard to complain. But, you know, that's the name of the game, get a diamond. So, I'll see if I can't find any, and I'll jump back to y'all when I do. That'll do. You're a skeleton. Shoots me off. I'm unhappy. But there's diamonds! There's the first ones! Woohoo! Getting down there is going to be a difference problem. I can swim, though it's fine. It's fine. That ever happens. I'm gonna shut my stupid mouth. No, fuck. No, shit. Oh, fuck. Copper Golem can't pick up item. Yeah, no, I know. Me neither, buddy. Ah, fuck. That's a problem. What do I do about that? Alright, we'll figure it out. Here. Jetpack's mining advice, parts 5. Don't panic much. You can panic a little. It'll be okay, though. You know why? Me neither, but it'll be okay. Oh, I do have, I suppose I want this one. And apples. I'll take the apples. Apples. Sword. Okay. And let's ball. Okay. Whew. I'm not excessively confident I can get all of my stuff back. But, you know what? It's part of life. It is a part of life that is going to leave me seething with rage if I don't get my stuff, but it'll be fine. What's the worst that'll happen? I lose my stuff. And I don't get the diamonds. I have a terrible day. I can't have a terrible day. I've had a wonderful day already. I'll just have a terrible night. Let's go get my stuff back. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I did actually just turn on peaceful mode for the moment. You could call that cheating, you could call that a bit scummy, and it probably is, but the challenge right now isn't mobs, it's going to be figuring out my way back. But hey, I found my stuff, this is the start, woohoo! Okay. Big ol' Hey, found it. Sweet. Okay, this way. Okay, here's all this annoying amount of water. Torches this way, and this way. Am I worried? Yes. Am I stressed? Also yes. Do I think it's gonna work out? I don't know, maybe. And here we are. Okay. Give me my stuff. Give me my stuff back. I want to put on my stuff. Get out. Get on. Okay. Too much junk on me still. Ah. Okay. That being said, I think this is most of it. Whew, which is good. Okay. I have my stuff. I'm turning normal back on. Give me that string. Okay. Whew. Actually, where the hell are my shoes? There's copper up there. They may be up there. Whew. I'd say that's enough excitement for one day. I think I'm thoroughly safe enough to start getting distracted again. Did I get all my stuff? Except for my shoes, I think I have about everything. I assume everything I haven't gotten has probably despawned by this point, but I got most of my tools and I got most of the resources that I picked up. So, you know what? I'd call this a rousing success for the moment. Alright. Items reacquired. Panic had. Contents farmed, I suppose. One thing left to do down here. Here they are. Woohoo! Yippee! The first of hello. The first of many. Is that more? Yep, that's more. I can see it. For a second, I thought it might be glow lichen, but no, it's. I see diamonds and I see glow lichen. I can compare them. That's definitely diamonds. Awesome. I will say, it definitely feels good to get diamonds, but it feels a little more stressful after all the run back I had to do to get them. But you know what they say, nothing bad ever happens. Except when it does, but we don't talk about that. And more diamonds! More diamonds! See? What a wonderful day we're having. Diamonds, yippee. Oh, I hear a lot of stuff. I don't see as much as I should, though. Oh, there's a spider. Zombies coming towards me, too. Oh, the last thing I need is a creeper falling on me out of nowhere. That would be terrible. Whoa. I'm not going in that direction. This is a much better way to go. Oh, no, that's... Oh! I just went from to aw to because I thought I saw cobblestone, but no, it's actually iron. I found a big old vein of iron. I love these big old veins of iron. I'm going to be mining for like the next 5 minutes. I'm going to have so much iron. It'll be wonderful. Well, I'll be frank with you guys. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry, Iron Vein. I'm never going to doubt you again. I was half a second away from saying, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this Iron Vein is kind of falling flat. It is a lot less than I thought it would be. But nope, it's got redstone, it's got diamond. Ah, how wonderful. All of that being said, I am at Y53. I am in a hole. I think it is time to admit that I have gotten a little lost in a cave. I also lost my pants, I just realized. I think the chest plate is the only part of my armor I actually got back. But there's worse things to lose. It's not like I'm short on iron anymore. I got myself a diamond, so that's enough for a sword. Oh, hold that thought. I've got myself 10 diamonds. Enough for a sword, a pickaxe, a jukebox, axe, whatever I want to make, probably. So I would think I would call this mining trip a rousing success. Sans all the stuff I lost. Ooh. So, that being said, I'm going to wrestle my way out of this cave. I'll see you guys on the surface, I suppose. And we are getting attacked by a skeleton. We are home at last. But we're home safe and everything is fine and nothing bad ever happens. I have string in here, yes? Okay. Here, buddy, here's some enrichments for you. Have fun. I've got some furnaces set up. And I'm gonna leave those two run for a little bit. Poke outside my door. I'm going to stop poking outside my door for no particular reason. I'm going to go to the bottom of the hill using my other door right quick. Just do some quick resource gathering. I think the mining aspect of this video has taken a significant portion of my energy and my time, but I do want to spruce up the base a good bit before I call a video. So, while that's all in the furnace, I'll go ahead and hop down to the bottom of the hill and gather a little bit of resources. Ah. Ah. This view is wonderful. Look at this. Ah, how lovely. Lily of the Valley. This is such a minor thing. This is like my favorite flower. I'm just a sucker for lilies. I'm going to be so transparent with you guys. Also, yep, that's absolutely a village. Neat. And the last thing I need, never thought I'd find myself coming over to pick these specifically up, but I actually could use a little bit of leaf litter on me. That'll be nice. And that should be good. Let's hop back up to my house. Alright. Alright, guys. You know what? This episode has been pretty long. I think it's about time that I log. What was I saying? Something? And I'm probably nothing. Ooh. I turned that on an accident, but that's really cool. Wow. Oh, that's lovely, actually. Maybe I'll leave that on. Maybe later. Either way, I was just turning off closed captions because I was a little bit tired of having that in the corner. But outside of that, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. I am back at the house. It is night. I cannot sleep. I tried. I could go out and stab the monsters, but I couldn't. I'm too lazy to grab. You know what? No. I'll craft a diamond sword right now. I started laying out all the loot that we got from the caving expenditures. I'll really show that off after I finish making all of the smelting up all the iron and the copper. But for now, before I start building, let's make sure everything is nice and quiet. Okay, never mind. We can sleep now. All right. And it's nice and daytime. Awesome. Love it here. First of all, a little pot in the corner with a little bit of leafage on top. Sounds about wonderful. I wish I had a dead bush, but this is fine for now. Thought it might be nice to have a lovely little shelf right about here. How about I move the crafting table and put another little plant in this corner over here just to bring some green into this room. I'm gonna travel halfway back across the map because I realized I didn't grab a rose bush. I'm back with some lilacs and some peonies, which are going to look lovely out here, but that's not what I went for. Actually went all the way down there just for red dye, so I could get some of this red wool, get some of this carpet, and then right here at the entrance, I'm going to put down a rug. And I just saw this trick in a Gemini Tay video she uploaded today. You can use the leaf litter to make a beautiful little edge for the carpet, and it's like a nice shag rug, and it's beautiful. And they actually use Crimson Nylium in the video Gem uploaded, but I don't have access to that at the moment because I'm allergic to going to the nether, so this will do for now. Speaking of stuff I don't have access to, I don't really have any wonderful light sources right now, but using some of the much iron that we obtained through caving, I can hang up some of these lanterns, and it looks much cozier than just having torches strewn about. I think it looks better right there. Yes. Getting down to some of the last touches I want to do now. Did I gather any sand? I did. Also found these cherry walls make for a lovely little armchair. And lastly, we're going to actually hold on, not lastly. Well, while I'm here, too big. Gonna do the classical Minecraft design and make ourselves a laptop. No. 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 That'll do. Use the leftover dark oak to make a table. A little bit of blue. A little bit of purple. And last but not least, my sweet little lily of the valley. And there we go. It's not a, you know what, actually no, I do want a window. And there we go for realsies. That is about the whole house decorated. And it's not perfect. Like, I think I could throw a painting on this wall real quick and add a lot more depth quickly. There we go. Yes. You know what? I would call this wonderful. And you know what? Let's cap the episode off. Finally look in this mining chest and see everything that I got. Everything on the bottom half here. This is all that I got from my mining trip, including this redstone actually that I moved up here for some reason. All of my spoils, never mind the diamond sword I already crafted, the diamond axe. Yes, this went wonderfully. Look at all that lapis, more than I'll ever need, enough coal to last me a while, so much iron, I can do so much. I didn't even uncraft the blocks of redstone. This is great. And you know what? I'd say that's a wonderful place to leave it for today. I'd say this place is coming along super well. So, well, fellas, if you enjoyed this episode, I suppose I should ask, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be sure to upload another one. I have, again, so many ideas for this wonderful view. So if you're as excited for that as I am, let's go ahead and wait until next time, because I am rather tired. I'm sure you are too after such a long day. So I'll leave you guys there. You guys have a wonderful day. Good night.